75 years after the first LP,
At one time, that was kind of a dead thing, and now it's like just everywhere.
vinyl records have made a huge comeback.
Go to a big box store and there's a vinyl display. Now it's just, if you would have told me that 5 years ago, I said there's no way.
Eddie Gillis manages the vinyl pressing plant at Third Man Records in Detroit. Since the state-of-the-art facility opened a few years ago, business has been booming, and that's the case across the industry.
It has definitely taken off, and it's not just one age bracket, it is all across the board.
From those adding to their original collections from back in the day,
Oh yeah, Wanda Jackson, the female Elvis Presley.
to those who had barely been born when the iPod took over.
There's a lot of people my age who really like listening on vinyl, even though we didn't grow up listening to it.
They've all got their reasons for turning the tables on more modern music formats.
People describe the warmth and just the feel that it gives you when you're listening to it, whether it be headphones or on a good sound system.
It's definitely a more intentional experience than, it's easier to just like throw on a Spotify playlist and just have it on in the background, but it's definitely like if I'm trying to listen to an album, a record is probably the way to do it, to really pay attention to it.
There's definitely a kind of hunter-gatherer kind of feel to it, and that excitement when you come across something you maybe haven't seen before, you weren't even looking for. Just kind of discovering new stuff is super cool.
But as the demand has gone up and up, the supply hasn't kept up. There's only a handful of vinyl pressing plants in the U.S., and most run a much smaller operation than Third Man, leading to long wait times for the artists who often time the release of new music with whenever they can get it out on vinyl.
Everybody wants their record at the same time, and every pressing plant is dealing with that line out the door. Things that were released right now, let's say in this month, the planning started easily 12 to 18 months ago.
So with high demand and low supply, why aren't more companies getting into the vinyl business? Well, it's not that easy.
The last estimate was at least 200 more presses would be needed to kind of compensate for this pent-up demand. And the thing is, where are you going to get the presses from? So you have roughly, there's 3 big companies that are making new vinyl presses in the world right now, and they can't make the presses fast enough.
And that's why Third Man's famous founder, musician Jack White, had to speak up.
This is Third Man Pressing, Third Man Records pressing plant that I built and opened in 2017 using my own money. It's 2022 now, and it's no longer a fad. Vinyl records have exploded in the last decade, and their demand is incredibly high.
The White Stripes frontman put out a video last year pleading with the world's largest record labels to help out and carry their own weight.
And I now ask the major labels, Warner Brothers, Universal, and Sony, to finally build your own pressing plants again.
Whether the major players get back in the game or not, it seems the vinyl record resurgence won't be skipping a beat anytime soon.
We've had several people coming from different parts of the world to visit us and kind of become a little bit of a showroom for, if you're going to build a pressing plant, this is a good place to come to see what do I need to do.